Hello, welcome to M1ND class. Today we are working with a little bit of resistance. When I say a little bit, I mean really light. You can use a yoga block, a book. I have a 2.5 pound plate. It's the lightest one I have. And I have a 3-pound dumbbell. So I will use any or all of these to just kind of mix it up to show you the different ways you can use these today, okay? So it doesn't matter really what you grab, it's just a prop today. A little bit of weight. So if you do have like a 2-pound or a 3-pound dumbbell or plate, grab that. If you don't, a yoga block, a water bottle, or even a book would do just fine, okay? So we're gonna start off with 2 sections with the weight, and then we'll lose the prop, and then the last section is just straight up stretching, okay? So a little bit of balance, a little stability in the beginning, and then we'll head right into all of our flexibility portion, okay? We're gonna be stretching throughout the whole class though. So we'll start with our warm-up. You are going to grab a dumbbell or a plate head to head, okay? And we'll start center of our mats. All you need really is just that dumbbell or weight and a mat today. If you want something for your knees, we are going to be coming down to our knees at some point. Play some music. I do have something light playing in the background, but if you want to put on something soft as well, you can. So let's go ahead and start with the center of our mat. I'm going to start with the dumbbell. Set your watches to yoga if you're tracking. And we're going to start with our weight straight down from our shoulders, feet shoulder width apart, toes forward. We're going to hinge forward, reach up, lower, stand. So like a deadlift, reach up, lower, and stand. Or like a morning glory, we are going to keep our legs straight as we come down. If you need a little bend in your knee, that's fine. And then we're just taking to about shoulder height, right to where our back is flat as we lift the weight. Slow it down, take your time. There is no rush here today. You're just moving at your own pace as we warm up through our hips and our shoulders right now. Sink back with your tailbone. Reach with your hands, straight elbows. I do find this challenging on my shoulders. Surprise, surprise. Hips feels good. Shoulders a little more challenging. All right, we're gonna go ahead and just let the weight drape down straight from our shoulders. Tuck your chin. We're gonna round out our neck, our shoulders, our back, and we're gonna roll straight down like a rag doll to the ground. Chin tucked. And then come up in reverse. So we're going one vertebrae at a time. Curving our body, curving our spine, shoulders, neck, head, okay? So this is like your body making the shape of a J. Watch, chin tucks, start rounding out. Now my body's starting to make a J, all the way to like a U. And then take it back up in reverse. Slow, 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 one vertebrae at a time. Core tight, controlling it, shoulders, neck, then head. We've got about 7 more seconds here. Do a quick one. This is your own pace. All right, moving on. All right, so now we're going to squat down. Weight still stays straight down from your body. Feet become a little bit wider as we squat, stand, overhead reach. Squat, stand, overhead reach. Drop your butt down, nice and wide with your hips. Allow your hips to open so you can sink back with your butt, knees forward. Push your feet into the ground, drive up, full front raise to overhead. Continuing to loosen up our hips, our spine, our shoulders. This time even our knees and our ankles. All right, go ahead and step it on in. Toes forward. We're gonna do little side bends. You've got to blow out your air. Core starting to be engaged now, so side bend. If the weight is too much, take it out. Side bend without the weight, but you can see that even with a little bit of resistance, it adds extra to your side bends. If you're holding a plate, you just got it, holding it side to side. You're just bending as far as your body allows you to, stretching, coming back. It's like you're stuck between two window panes or a toaster. You're coming sideways and not forward at all. And if you were talking, you would also have that strained voice like I was. All right, we're gonna do an up chop to the shoulder. Take it across, come back down. We're making an X chop. We've done these before, but this time, it's just a shoulder height, not overhead. So come up, across, down, up, across, down, pivoting your hips or tight. Nice light weight here. And up chop, across, up chop, across. This is part of the warm up still, so we don't want to get crazy with going up overhead. Let's just go shoulder height. You will take your right hand in either your plate or your dumbbell or your block. We're going to take a bent over, chest to the floor, row narrow, elbow out, row wide. Turn your palm in, narrow, palm back, wide. Okay, narrow row. Switch your palm, rotate your shoulder, and then come out wide. So really loosening up our shoulders here. Wide, narrow, rows. Pulling with your back. Squeezing your shoulder blade towards your midline. Squeeze. Take your time. Warm up your shoulder. It's all about loosening everything up so we can stretch it on out. If you're beginning to sweat a little bit, that's okay. Let's go ahead and switch sides. Release. And other side. Hand on your hip, hand on your thigh. If you have a bench nearby that you're a chair, if you need to support yourself, your back, your spine, go for it. Pull, turn, wide, pull. Narrow, wide. Your elbows hiking up over your hip. I'm sorry, above your rib cage is what I want to say. And you're pulling your hand or your weight to your pocket. And then you're coming out wide. Narrow, wide. When you come out wide, you're maybe in line with your shoulder, slightly behind with your elbow. Tuck your tailbone under, keep your core tight. A little bit, especially if your lower back's starting to feel it. Right, stand up nice and tall, back to your right hand. We're gonna come from a bent, up, straight, bent, rotate down, up, straight, okay? With your plate or your dumbbell, I'm gonna switch out to a dumbbell. I feel better in my grip. You could also do this without anything. Rotate, press. Stay boxed out with your elbow in line with your shoulder. Or tight, so tuck your tailbone under just a little bit. That rotation is tough. Do the best you can. This is like PT right here. We are rehabbing our body right now as we speak, as we move through it. All right, that's my crunchy, grindy one. I could hear it. Other side, that happens. Okay, we're gonna work through all the little nuances that we have, right, in our bodies. This one's much better. Take your time. Your shoulder should be really warm by now between your back rows in the shoulder work. Standing tall, good posture. These are our posture muscles right now that we're working. Draw your abdominals in, tuck your tailbone under just a little bit, slight bend in your knees, toes forward. Almost there. This is why we use a lightweight or no weight, because it's a lot of reps in 1 minute's time. All right, holding your weight at your chest, take a nice wide stance. We're coming side sway, just side to side. You can stop in the middle, or you can just keep the flow side to side. It's up to you. Opening up your hips. Obviously, ankles are cracking here. So if something cracks, something creaks, we're just loosening it all up. Pushing your heel, butt to the side wall, the corner. Chest up. If you have your weight here, holding your chest up. All right, we should be feeling warm. You might even be breaking a little bit of a sweat. Next section, you will probably start sweating a little bit. This is a little bit more work than a regular stretch class that we do. You're gonna get a little bit of a workout here. All right, go ahead and stop center. Walk your feet in. We're gonna keep our right leg on the ground, left hand's gonna take the weight. We're gonna do a single leg, row, stand, okay? We're here for 1 minute. We'll do one side, and then we'll switch into the other. So stay on your right leg, find your balance, warrior 3, row, stand. Take your time. There is no rep count here. It's all about your form and your balance. Bury your big toe into the ground. Root your foot into the floor. And if this dive down is too much, tap your toe, row, and build your way to releasing your back foot, your single leg. I like to call this a warrior 3. Hips are facing forward the whole time. So if you start to rock, and your hip starts to open, I want you to think about rotating your hip down. We feel this on our standing leg. And when we row, it just gives us a little bit more instability. We're going to counterbalance and grab ourselves. Okay, switch to the other side. And a fresh leg. You need to take a hand out to the side. If you really need to, there's a couch or chair nearby, you can always grab it. I want you to try to work on your own balance. Right here, core tight. Breathing. Slight bend in your knee. Think about your foot rooting in the ground. We got about 20 more seconds here. They're nice long minutes for each exercise. How about one more? Point your right toe out. Your feet are perpendicular. You're going to take the weight in your left hand again. Your palm is going to come out. You're going to windmill down towards your ankle and then come back on up. Look up the ceiling and rise up. Fold yourself in half. Come back up. Widen your base. Just means make more space between your feet. If you feel like you're falling over, give yourself a nice wide base. Breathe. Weight stays stacked over your shoulder. You may also do this without a weight. You're going to feel it in both obliques. Feel a nice stretch in your legs. And you're going to feel your shoulder stabilize. So switch and do your feet the opposite direction, weight in the opposite hand, palm out, eye gaze up. Fold yourself in half. You lose your balance. Wiggle your way back. root yourself from the floor. I know it's a little bit harder to not look where you're going on the floor, but it does make a difference in the movement if you're looking up to the ceiling. So try to look up towards the ceiling and not your toe. Hold sideways, come back up. To modify, you're just not going to go down as low, okay? Modify, you might just be reaching towards your knee and then back up. Modify, you're releasing the weight and doing this without a weight. Stand up nice and tall. Feet come in about hip width. Right leg's going to stay forward, left leg's going to go back. Left arm has the weight. Lunge, step in. Stay on the same leg. Lunge, step in. So you can do this with your weight or without anything. One arm up. Step up in your front leg. Back leg is there for balance. So push your front heel on the floor, step up like you're stepping up a stair. We're halfway there. We're going to do our right leg. And I have 2 more moves. And then we'll reverse back out of it. We have like 6 more moves before we end up on our other leg. Okay, so we're going to do our right leg. We will even out eventually, but we're not going to do the left leg yet, okay? All right, so we are coming down to the ground. With or without a weight? I'm going to start without a weight. We're coming to a side plank. You can come to your hand and your knees. Take this leg back. Grab a weight and stack hold like a side plank. Or you may bottom leg, top leg, and then stack. Okay, so it's almost like it's a 3-point hold in a side plank. We're shifted, hips up. Almost like a Turkish get-up if you've ever done one. So again, you can be on your knee, your toe. You can be with a weight or no weight. I am shaking. So this is a challenging hold pose. All about balance and stability here. 10 more seconds. We really work the shoulders. You should be shaking, shaking, shaking. Go ahead and lower yourself down. Legs are going to stay straight. You're going to take the weight in your, keep it in your left hand. We're going to sit full reaching sit up and then back. So you want to take one vertebrae at a time off the floor, squeezing through your abs, lifting to the ceiling. If you cannot make it all the way up, you're doing a really high crunch, as high as you can go with it, okay? And you're keeping the weight on a single side. Your base is long. You want to open up your legs a little bit wider. That might help too. The wider, the bigger your base. You guys know this. We talk about this all the time. I wouldn't say the easier it is, but it takes a little less challenging than if your knees were bent, okay? So likewise, if you need more of a challenge, bend your knees. All right, let's switch and put the weight in the other arm. You have 2 minutes of full reaching sit-ups, it's true. All right, so you're switching to the other arm, or side. And you can also lose the weight. Take it out of your hand and do a full reaching sit-up with one hand to the ceiling. Exhale on the way up. Inhale on the way down. Halfway there on this side. Good job, you guys. This is why we're sweating. Because you get a little bit of ab work now. Leg work, ab work. If you enjoy this particular class, this routine, save it to your favorites. Write down the date on a piece of paper. And 11:30, my class was your favorite, and you want to repeat it. It will be open for you to use again. If you go into your YouTube history, it'll be there, okay? All right, we're going into the 3-point balance now on the other side. So, hand on the ground, take a knee, drop your foot behind, reach open and hold here. You may add the weight. You may also come to your foot. So top leg is bent. You're almost in a flip. You're almost in a back bend, but you're not. You're on the blade of your foot and the ball of your back, of your top leg, okay? So blade of the bottom leg foot, ball of the top leg foot. Hips are lifted, core is engaged, shoulders are out of the ears, straight arm holding you up, with or without your weight. Here for 15 more seconds. A regular side plank would be acceptable. We're going to work our way back up to our lunge. Go ahead and lower yourself down. Left leg forward, right hand has the weight. This is it. And we're going to move on to just stretching. You should be super warm and ready to stretch. So find your balance. Lunge and stand up. Push into your front heel. With or without a weight overhead. Try to stack your shoulder. I'm trying to get my elbow straight. This is about as straight as it goes. Try to get your elbow straight. Take your time. Use your hamstring to step up. You're walking up a tall set of stairs. You're only using one leg to get yourself there. So take a big step up your stair. When you're walking up your stairs, are you putting your full foot on the step? Even your heel? If you are finding that you have knee problems, or when you're coming up and down the stairs, your knees kind of hurt, your full foot on the step, pushing your heel as you walk up the steps. I know it sounds funny, but it'll make a difference. Whew. All right, release your weights. We're going to stretch, and we are going to start on the floor. I'm going to grab one of these little knee pads. Whew. Okay, we're going to take a hip flexor stretch with a side reach. So you're going to take a knee, okay? You're going to lean forward, rock back and forth. Lean forward, reach up and over. All right, so you can do a combination of everything we just did, or you can hold. You can rock back and forth. And then reach. You can move through the reach. You choose. You want to be opening up our hip flexor, opening up through our side here. A lot of stretching, all the things that we just warmed up. And we're breathing. All right, my favorite stretch is next. It's really challenging, but we're gonna do it. We're gonna do it. It's not my favorite stretch, but it's like a newer stretch that I'm finding that my body needs and I enjoy. Okay, you ready to try it? Come up tall, shoulders stacked over your hips. We're gonna try. Yeah, I get into this to grab your foot. I'm gonna widen my base, take my foot away from me this way. Pull my heel to my butt. I just stack my shoulders over my hips, core tight. So then I'm stacked up over my knee. If you have big time knee issues, stand up and do a hamstring stretch with your heel to your butt. Okay, get out of the kneeling position if you need to. You can also take a hand for balance. Try to take your your heel to your butt. Up. So your leg, your quads stretched out. Mine were tight from yesterday. We did the Olympics yesterday. If you missed the Olympics, go back and do it. It was a shift class, 11:29. We did Summer and Winter Olympics. All right, we're gonna keep moving on. Same leg. So right leg forward, left leg back. We're gonna twist, knee on the floor. Hand comes down, hamstring stretch. This may all be done from a standing position if you need to. Okay, you would just come up high like this, then sink back and stretch. So if you have bad knees, you're going to be doing a twist here and here. If your knees can handle it, you're going to twist here and sink back. If you want to hold one position longer, hold it longer. All right, let's go ahead and position ourselves. Right leg's gonna stay front. We're gonna drop it down and go 90-90 with our knees. So our knees are 90-degree bend. We're gonna fold forward. Then we're gonna turn and we're gonna reach the other way. Then we're gonna come back to forward. And you're gonna come the other way, okay? We're basically going 180 stretches. Side, center, side. Hold into your body. And center. Find the spot that you want to stay in. Or switch. Front and left and right. They all feel pretty good right now in the hips. And this is how we open up our hips. If you ever have any lower back strain, sometimes it's your hips pulling, so good stretches for that. All right, coming to all fours, sink back into a child's pose. Take your left arm, thread it underneath your right armpit, and sink back. Your right arm is forward. You thread it through, and now you're stretching out your shoulder, and you're just relaxing. You can lay your forehead on the ground. Sink back, bottom towards your heels. Melt into the floor just a little bit. We're here for 15 more seconds, and then we're going to repeat everything we just did on the other leg. You should feel amazing right now. You should be feeling really good. So don't stop now. We've got to even out. Let's switch legs. Remember that if there's a section of this that you really like, that you're like, yeah, I could use this, more of this, there's like 10 minutes in each section, right? Rock forward and back. You can replay this anytime. If it's like maybe a 10-minute before bedtime routine or something, if you have really tight hips, it would be a really great stretch of 10 minutes just to work on, okay? When you wake up, in the middle of your day, before bed. If you liked the balance and stability section that we just finished with, the single leg rows and the windmills and the lunges and the balance, the side planks, that's 10 minutes of your day. Use that, maybe repeat it twice, but that could be a really great just mini workout for you to do, to just get yourself going, to get the blood flowing, to work on your core strength. You can come back to it anytime. And as always, I suggest you play some music and mute me. All right, you're gonna take your foot out a little wider if you need to. Grab your back foot or your back ankle. Pull the heel towards your butt. You can do this standing, and if you need to, straight arm out for balance. Ooh, this one's tighter. Try to pull your heel to your butt, stack your shoulder over your hip, over your knee. So we're nice and tall through our posture. Chest is up, chin is up. You pull your heel a little bit closer to your butt. We got 30 seconds left here in this hold. You need to release and reposition, or release and re-stretch. Do so. Find some good balance here. Like statue maker. Right here, make a statue. 10 seconds. It's okay if you wobble. Release. We're going to twist open, whether you're up in a high lunge, and then sink back hamstring stretch, or you're down on a knee, you choose. Chest towards your knee, and your nose ahead of you, lengthen the back of your leg. Reach open, just twist, and sink back. Both. Get a little deeper here. It's really tight today. Usually it's my other leg. This leg's tight. Sit down on your butt. Knees become 90-90. Pull forward. And then remember, you're going to go to the right, center, left, center. So just find a spot. Stretch for a little bit and then turn yourself. Stretch for a little bit. You get a little torso rotation, so this should help open up your lower back. Again, tight hips, pull on your back. Make sure you're loosening up your hips. We sit a lot. Sit a lot. We're running around and walking a lot this month too, so make sure that you're stretching everything out. Tomorrow we have lift class. We're going to do some resistance training. We have full body lifting, 30 minutes of work. Be a blast. Get ready, get set, bring your weights. Coming back into our child's pose, finishing off what we worked on here today. We are going to thread through our right arm, so our left armpit leaves a little opening. Take your right arm, thread it through, lay your shoulder down, lay your head down, and then take your top arm. Walk your fingertips out as far as they can go. Take your heel to your butt. Take your butt to your heels. Oh, and just lay here and breathe. I don't know about you, but this feels pretty good today. So let me know if you were here, how you're feeling. Remember, come back to this whenever you'd like. I have the schedule up for the rest of the week. Make sure you're drinking lots of water as it gets cold out. We forget sometimes to hydrate. Drink your water, eat your vegetables. Your best to, limit your caffeine, especially after like 2 or 3 o'clock. Right, come to all fours, curl your toes under, push down dog, walk your hands to your feet or your feet to your hands, roll it on up, take a nice inhale here. Oh, such awesome work. I'm so glad you were here with me today. I will see you back here tomorrow. And remember, if you want to come back to this later in the week, especially I'm thinking now, tomorrow we're going to be lifting. You might want to come back and do this again on Thursday. Go for it. It's here for you. I will see you back here at 9 o'clock tomorrow. Have an awesome day. Thanks for joining me. Bye.